dinner next Just see how far the kids
Sorry, Billy G. James is my name. What does the T stand for? Well, tour guide, of course. And as you can see, a modestly successful one. But I haven't always been successful, eh? Haven't you? Nah. See, to get my start in business, I had to find a really good a very important person. When I see that guy there, a happy tan and relaxed tourist if I ever saw one, well, that's Roscoe P. Barnes. Now, Roscoe was my very important person. You might say was the turning point in my career. Now, when I first met Roscoe, he was one of those guys who could take a vacation without taking a vacation. You know what I mean?
Can I get you anything else at all?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain here again on the flight deck. I hope you've had a comfortable night.
Well, I guess you won't be needing those after this trip's over, huh? All that sun and fun?
We'll shortly be
Anyways, that's what the brochure says.
It's a splendid day down there in Old
Ma'am, if
City.
my
20 degrees.
figures are correct, I may not even be going past the airport.
Time of arrival.
Well, that'll be a real shame.
8:35. Thank you for flying Air New Zealand. I hope we can see you all again soon.
Things had been tough for me, eh? Well, I had to take on those big flash tour companies single-handed, and it wasn't easy. But deep down inside, I always knew that fate would take a hand. And maybe an arm or a leg as well.
I'm fine. How are you? Very well. Thank you. I'm going to report the train. It's going to be really great. Oh!
10 cash issue. Raise the whole 265. That breaks the price of 916. So it's $6.55 with a 1-point issue with par. That's $1,801 per stockholder.
Okay, that's it.
That's it.
It's always darkest before the dawn, eh? And you never know when old opportunity's gonna knock.
Yeah, that's right. In the computer division and a whole new joint company. Right. What do you say? I'm on a vacation. Listen, I know how to take a vacation. I'm on one of these, Hey, excuse me, friend. Excuse me.
Yo, cuz.
Yeah, did you see what happened to that bus?
Which one were you on? You got a voucher?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, them. Nah, they'll be long gone by now, mate. Tell you what, we could catch them at One Tree Hill. Nah, they'd only stop there for leave it to me. I'll tell you what we'll do. Great South Road to Hamilton. We'll cut off at Narrawaihe towards Raglan. We'll take the Tikawiti Road towards Ruapehu.
Money is no problem. Okay? I don't care what it takes. Let's get going. Just get me back to that tour.
Right. You ever been down this part of the world before, Mr. Sorry,
No, I haven't.
no? Well, maybe I should explain. See, this isn't the regular route.
Route?
Well,
Right.
better hold on. It gets a bit rough down here. Little rough. Right. This is the way up. Yeah. What the hell, secret? You don't love this. Hello, my baby. Did you miss it? Tighten these belts up here. They gotta be really tight. Just in case we go upside. Well, they gotta be tight, that's all. You right? Give us a thumbs. Beauty.
Mr. James, where are you taking me?
Take a look at Rhode Island. They usually call it there, okay?
You're sure you know what you're doing? Mr. James!
Billy, call me Billy. They usually land down over there. We'll go in and take a look. That's HWE and HPP. No, that's not them. We'll head back.
I have had enough. I want to go down.
Wanna go down? Uh-oh.
What is it now?
Got a band at 2 o'clock low.
Looks like a crop duster to me. Really? You know this guy?
Oh, yeah, he's my cousin.
Attention enemy pilot. This is Top Gun. You have been in foreign airspace and you are ordered to surrender at once. G'day, Billy. I got a phone to say I just down. Thanks for lately. Well, here's your mate. You better sort of move us out of the farm again. I'm sorry. Can't do anything out of this one, Barry. Ready there. Top Gun. I'm calling for the gift.
Kiss Margaret Pie for me, will ya? Hold on, Roscoe. We gotta teach this turkey a lesson.
Guns loaded and ready.
Target locked.
Watch it. I've got it.
I got you, smart hund. I'm an apple.
Hey, you fly, Mr. B.
Nonsense some more. I've been too busy making money.
So how does it feel?
Not bad at all. Been a hell of a long time, though. I've always wondered how one of these old freaks would handle it.
Okay, I'll take it from here, Mr. B. Roscoe. Roscoe!
She's mine. Isn't that right, Dennis? Speed, money, boat, like a bird on the wind. On with the sailor's pride. Yeah. Hey, Roscoe! We'll get to the mountain soon and you'll be back with that tour in no time. Right. That's where I'm talking to the center there. Doesn't it make you feel all right? Don't you want to do stuff like this, Roscoe? Look, no hands!
And tomorrow we're going to look at wildlife, which of course is a fight between Dennis and myself over Cynthia. Isn't that right, Dennis? Ha ha! Are we going to have a good time? Yahoo!
Just a glacier? No, it's a glacier. Glacier? A glacier. Glacier. Glossier? All right, it's a glacier. Right. Roscoe, Confucius say men who fly upside down have head down under. That's the Hermitage Hotel. Hang on, that looks like the bus down there. That's where they'll be. Hey, Roscoe, I better take it down now. We're running low on fuel. That's a negatory on that, Billy. Let me have just one more dance with this old girl before we take her down. What do you say? Okay. She's all yours, mate. That's very good, Roscoe.
Straight over to reception. Hello.
This is just so pretty. It's almost enough to break your heart.
Yep.
You know, Mr. Barnes would have just loved this.
Yeah, he certainly would have. What do you mean he would have loved it?
Oh, Mr. Barnes missed the bus.
Mr. Barnes was the bus.
Yeah, I felt you. Oh, my. Oh, dear.
That was a good lesson, Billy. I mean, if it had been on the side of that we want to be on, it would have been an excellent lesson.
Yeah, well, I didn't finish navigation. Anyway, we're close to this really beautiful mountains end that I know up here, eh?
Yeah.
You'll like this place. Not a lot, but you'll like it.
Just ahead, right? Right.
Yeah, well, no worries. It's better than I thought that. So what we'll do is, we'll stay there overnight, then just straight down to the hotel in the morning, down the glacier. Straight down.
Yeah. I'll straighten down.
Straight down.
If you worked for me, Billy, I'd have fired you by now. But this place that you got here is beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It's beautiful.
Well, you know, Roscoe, we accept American Express, Visa, passenger. Cash will go straight.
Billy.
That's it. See, they get ferried up onto the glacier down there. This is the quickest way down.
Oh, the tour.
The tour, yeah.
Billy,
Yeah. I tell you what, makes you feel better, you can be the brake band at the back there.
Okay, good.
Let's go. I've used the radio and I've found the tour. It's fixed up. We'll be there in no time.
What do you mean we're gonna leave?
See that down there? Well, this is your last stop, Mr. Barnes. This is Walter Peak Station.
You know something? I'm just not gonna want to go home.
Shouldn't be. Shouldn't
Thank
be.
you, yeah, thanks very much. Mr. Barnes? Mr. Barnes, it really is you. Oh my God, I was so worried.
I'm fine. I'm terrific. I'm fine.
You really are, aren't you? Oh,
Yeah.
do come and have a drink.
Oh, yeah, right.
So have a drink.
Oh, have you had a wonderful time? You look like you've had a wonderful time.
I've had a wonderful time. Here's to having a wonderful time. Did you go on the glacier?
Yeah.
It was you.
You in some kind of a raft or something?
A sled, thanks.
Sled?
Well, yeah, a bobsled, and we couldn't stop.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I waved.
Ah, g'day. Well, I guess we made it, huh? Roscoe's happy. He's reunited with us too. I tell you what, I reckon it won't be long before there'll be something going on between Roscoe and that lady, you know what I mean? Oh, that's something I wanted to tell you too. See, Roscoe,
Come on. I've got some clients lined up.
we got this tour company, see? Billy T. Barnes, adventurers, purveyors of adventure, equal partners. I mean, you like that?
It's Tuesday, Billy.
Tuesday. Tuesday, right. Not quite equal. You see, every Tuesday he's got to have the hat. Yeah.
Well, let's go.
What about your friend? Is she
She's
gonna...
coming along.
Okay. You kind of like this lady, don't you, Roscoe?
Yeah.
She's not going to affect the business.
No. Business is going to be great.
Yeah, you reckon?
Well, I talked to her. There's a possibility, of her staying in that, what do you call it down here?
What, in country?
In country.
That's serious, huh?
Yeah.
Am Corporation may help you.
This is R.P. Barnes. We'll be through to J.D.
One moment, please.
Barnes, just the man. Now about that federal deal.
Hold up, J.D. I'm not coming back. I'm staying on in New Zealand. I've decided to settle here.
Yeah,
J.D., you're going to have to find yourself another boy.
Barnes, Roscoe, buddy.
Hey.
Movie that we saw inside, or what?
The sun is gone now.
This is a nice ride down the mountain now. And look at the city down below us. Can't quite see the docks that the Earnslaw went from yet. That's a real good bird's eye view of the city of
All he could hear out there is this sound. And I wasn't even moving. And you should have seen him. He jumps out of the car. He's standing there looking at the car, wondering who's going to hit it. Nobody's moving. Out in the intersection was the frustrated cop. He didn't know what to stop. And we hear him as he goes from car to car. You know, when you open the door and slam it and pass into the next car. Oh, here's the sound. Remember this one? This
is another way of coming up to the main divide, rather than just driving. There's two tracks. Inside, doesn't it look beautiful? It's a long way. Now we're going to stop at this Pop Andrews lookout, and there is a safety rail there. Oh, there's a rail there. Please do not go beyond that rail. It is there for your protection. Here we have it, part of Hollyford Valley to our right hand side.
Big smile.
Did you have any fillings in your teeth?
Well, is the main work camp area for this part of the country. The Merriam Camp, as it was known as. Where's the lollies? Oh. Hard at what we do in park there. Get it organised. We'll find that out when we get to Milford Sound. And she became a midwife, a nurse. Just a little ways up the top here on our left hand side we have what's known as the chapel. For a few moments. 2 years ago, driving up towards the top of the tunnel, or coming up in this particular area, they had a week or so beforehand a big avalanche. They carved the road through here, and the road where they carved through, I'll show you that in a second. We had to drive in this position right in the middle of the road, and the snow on either side was 25 feet high.
avalanche.
Huge valleys up here to the south.
In which the tourist liners hit their turn. Before they go back up the sea. That's a view of the very high waterfall that he was talking about a little time earlier. Yes, waterfall. The water coming right down from Minor Peak. And there's Minor Peak. Little bay there.
Dragging the cool seer in to replace it. As it drags that cooler seer up through the fjord that's funneled through this narrow neck in front of us. Copper Point to the left, the Palisades over to the right, just on a quarter of a mile wide, creating a natural venturi. Now once speed decreases again, back to a more manageable level.
It's sort of a full venturi, and the wind picks up to a pretty high speed. You see some gusts of the water as you look out. And up in this corner here, on the right, the wind is really blowing out at a pretty high velocity. As soon as you pass this point, the wind will die down again. We're just rocking it quite now. Everything is shaking in the wind. Now she begins to die again. This goes around that edge like a venturi. To fall again.
So, we're going to have Vanya coming out on the front deck in a moment with a few plastic goblets if she can find them. And see if we can't get yourselves a glass of fresh mountain water. Watch your cameras down there, guys. Don't just...
No, it's fine. So much more dry seats. Take it downstairs, Barney will give you a bottle of whiskey.
There she goes.
Being the tannin, the colouring out of the trees as the waters come down the side of the... Quite a pretty waterfall. Just dropping off the side of Minor Peak there into that small clump of trees. Just remember where they are.
Enjoying it? You wanted to catch the water, did you? Where did you see the seals? Can you recognize the beat of these Detroit diesel engines? No. Doesn't remind you of Emma Marine?
It sounds like an engine on a boat.
Okay. Just about to see the open ocean. should be the open ocean there. As we go into the Tasman Sea.
There you have it, that's the open Tasman Sea. Named by Abel Tasman, the early Dutch explorer, who was believed to be the first European to set foot on New Zealand soil.
Now we can feel the swell
Just
of the
ahead
open
now to our
water.
left there, that's St Anne's Point. Get around there to the left, and we head down past the other 13 fjords that make up the national park. Get around up to the right, past Yates Point in the distance. Up past the small communities of Jackson's Bay, past Westport, Greymouth and Hokitika, heading up the west coast of the South Island. Head on out of straight directly in front of us now for another 5.5 to 6 days. We're going to make landfall, that small island way out to the west, just below Sydney in Australia. But anyway, he was pushed back in here in the storm, because other than that, those sailing vessels would very rarely come this far back.
Even on this small boat, we got good service by all of these things from Captain John Bruno in 1832 discovered this Milford Sound. This is the view he got as he came around the point on the open ocean.
There it is, Milford Sound, opening before your eyes.
Named it as the 8th wonder of the world.
Crack or cleft. That was formed apparently because we're sitting on top of an earthquake fault line. Most of the United States, across the Pacific, down through the centre of the North Island, down just offshore the west coast of the South Island, re-enters the island here at Milford Sound, about 150 years ago. It's almost as though they know they're fully protected now.
Our peasants. There they are, basking in the sunshine.
Now, quite relaxed, aren't they? It's almost as though they know they're fully protected now. Quite a great lifestyle, a bit like the girls working out on the main deck, fishing all night and sleeping all day.
Having a great relaxing time.
Canadian border, approximately 1/3 the height of the Stirling Falls. They don't look that high at all, Fraser. No. Or 146 meters. There, that fooled you, didn't it? We did actually go through the spray zone. Falls, I bet. Light of the man on the field. Okay, go long and up to 20 meters a day. There's something a little bit different. Sound. All very quiet now. Now that's what Milford Sounds is all about. Someone. Hotel. It was rebuilt. It was built in 1956 after its predecessor was burnt down. The first accommodation building here at Milford, though, was built in 1890 and 91 by Elizabeth Sutherland, and she named it the City of Milford. But away out to the right from the hotel, that flat piece of land, and amongst there is a small airport. Summer months, on a nice fine day, we can get over 100 aircraft movements through that airstrip. There's these small planes. Bring in the people from Queenstown, Wanaka and Te Anau to come cruising with us from the national grid. So we run a small pipeline out of the river above the waterfall down to a small Pelton wheel generator that provides all the electricity for us. Well, so on behalf of Milford Sound Redboat, so Vanya, Jenny and myself, I'd like to thank you for coming cruising with us this afternoon. We do hope you've enjoyed it. The rest of your time has been holidaying around New Zealand. It's very enjoyable. So once again, thanks very much for coming cruising with us this afternoon.
Now at Milford Sound. What a beautiful sight outside, just outside those waterfalls. Having a look at the deer. They're farming really in New Zealand. High fences. They exported humans and the Japanese sent people over and learned how to do it, and now their export business has gone down to 55%.
We don't see a lot of people. In fact, all we see are sheep. Get on. It's a land of friendly faces, and we're here to enjoy ourselves.
Well, this guy's got to bring the sheep through the obstacles, and it looks as though he's got to put them in the pen just over there. Well, we'll see how he goes. And there's a dog show.
Arrows. Would you like to come over here closer to the window?
Thanks.
Oh, look at that dog. Get in there. Get him.
No, he's lost him. He's lost it. A whistle. A certain whistle for a certain direction.
For a karaoke bar, it wasn't too bad. He didn't know
Some of these people in the front better move back a bit so other...
We're locked up. New Zealand traffic jam.
I hope they're not frightened. Is that the last? Oh, no. Sorry.
She's at the Queenstown Airport. We're picking up some of our passengers who travel by air between Kianu and Queenstown. In front of us are the Remarkables. Range of mountains. Quite remarkable indeed. Town of Arlington.
Royal Hague Hotel. Have a look around the museum. It's over here on our right, on the left-hand side. Galera Town Post Office. And if you wanted to just go for a little walk, if you just walk directly in front of us here down a little street not too far and then come back, you can in fact see on the left-hand side up here as to what the place looked like many, many years ago. These homes for the miners. The toilets are just directly in front of us, the ladies to the right, men to the left. Would you please be back here at 12:15? Our lunch is at 12:15.
Oh, we don't need to.
I'll be passing.
All these people with their fancy cameras, I'll tell you. No matter where you go.
I'm taking away your image.
It isn't worth very much, believe me.
That hat is.
Oh, you like the hat?
Oh, I like the hat, yeah.
That's fine.
Do you want another one back? Get your cup of tea.
This is our farmhouse lunch stop. There's our hostess. Our bungee jumper.
That's right. He's resting up for the jump.
That's right.
Okay. And even see my wife over there.
Yeah. Yeah. Come have a look at this video game.
Well, I have the strongest granny. My mother, she was 18 when my mother was born, and I was born when my mother was 18. I didn't really know my mother very well because she left my father in the street. But I knew my granny, and she and I used to go on holidays. No, we didn't. That's my granny. And she was a small little lady. She used to come up to about that. And
This is looking from the inside of the farmhouse that we're having lunch at. Marty is always on the phone, making arrangements.
Ah, je suppose parce qu'il y a personne ici seulement.
Must get our host here. You like this place, do you? How long have you been living here?
Since last March.
March. Do you and your wife do all of this gardening and keep the whole place up?
Yeah, I do most of it. It's all new here. All this piece is all new.
Beautiful.
The trees have been established a while, but they...
Yeah, the place is about 15-year-old, so a lot of the trees are...
The house?
Yeah. No, it was built.
the other one, and the other one.
Take the one with the
15-year-old.
Well, but the trees are older than 15 years.
Yes.
Oh, no, probably only more than 15 years.
This is really suitable for a lunch stop. There's a lovely variety on that table. It's a lovely area to walk around in here after. Really is a very, very nice setting here. And the old willow and the reflections in this pond. And it would be a great place to stop up for a week. With about 90 New Zealand dollars double bed and breakfast per day. That's a plane just going out of Queenstown Airport. I suppose about passing over our town now. So that this place will be quite central for a stopover.
Come on, over here. Here you go, here you go. Come on, come on, come on. That's the girl.
I thought he was going to come to me, but he should be going to his master.
Well, I've been.
Here's another one.
She didn't open up the lens, she thought.
Yeah.
Turn your lens around. Turn your lens around.
You have, haven't you? I think you have.
Hold on, he's still in on.
Yeah,
they just made it there.
No bungee cord. You come back to me and ask me. Tell me when you're ready.
Yes, hey. She's got new ones on. She already said. Yay! Right. Just blind her.
She's asleep. She's fainted.
Honey.
I think they let the dog do the fan
Oh, she's right.
Very good to us.
Yeah. So that'd be very.
You paying for you and
You and Jerry and I.
right. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Well, you can cut something.
Hey! Put his hands in. Now what to do with the brave ones.
네, 저건 탐욕이 자기
Was sollen die blauen sein oder so?
Ja, zwischendrin muss er pendeln.
Die haben. Oh! Cold.
It's cold as right. Oh.
Das ist wie Marine.
You're our hero. Yeah, that's our hero.
You look down.
Yay!
Good.
Okay.
Go down and meet him there, get him.
Back from the jump. Here he is.
Little wet.
Yeah.
That's a jump.
Oh, that's very good.
I kept dancing all night long.
I didn't have any problem.
In the country, it's as clean as a place can be. Rivers, lakes, and mountains surrounded by the sea. People, in fact, here we see a sheep. They call this place New Zealand. I my welcome, g'day. It's a land of friendly faces, and we're here to enjoy our stay. We're traveling around the country. It's as green as a place can be. Rivers, lakes, and mountains surrounded by the Mary Lake. Down on the wonderful coast, I've been coasted on the coast and washed ashore and really picked the rock. I've eaten oysters in the stew at Stewart Island and met a rotten bird down at Phobos Strait. I tried to bluff and met the bluff each time I said I had enough. I got another dozen oysters on my plate.
Tell you. But I never thought you'd do a trick like you did, Mary Ann. But we're going to have a look at the Mount Cook village, have a cup of tea and perhaps have a quick walk around. Spend an hour and then we'll come back. We'll come back to Lake Tekapo. And Christchurch no later than 4:30 this afternoon.
Water.
Nobody could get in or out of the village. That's why it takes such a long time to do the skiing.
I can't remember.
Speaks for itself. The Hermitage, Mount Cook Village, in the Mount Cook Village. But our Marty doesn't mind that. Parks right in front of where we can get on.
He's just passing.
Chenair Farms. That's what it is.
Advertising your business.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His song goes marching on.
Still going. 5 minutes later. There he is as we leave him lonely on his mountain. The statue to the big salmon that did not get away.
When I was over the coast, I was telling you about Guy Menzies, a guy that came across from Australia to New Zealand in a single-engine aircraft, 1931. Kingford Smith being the first one in 1923, and he in fact landed over here on our right-hand side at the Wigram airfield.
Church, the Garden City.
Nice and early for a change. The company and myself, well mainly myself. As I mentioned last night, it's been a while since I've had a group like you guys working in together, young and old. And it's for a change. I haven't had to sort of get a hold of someone and say, reprimand or anything like that. Not very often that in fact happens. As far as myself are concerned, well, up until, as I mentioned this morning, up until last night, you're a great bunch. How long is it, Smarty Pants? The ugliest tour driver over there.
Noosa, at Noosa Heads, and we're here for this week. So we'll show you a little bit of what this place looks like. This is a general area for tennis, to the swimming pool area, which is also very nice. It comes into the main swimming pool. The water flows down into the hot pool from this other little pool. And then there's a little waterfall. The water feeds into the little pool prior to the hot pool from that waterfall. Sitting there with window separating the waterfall from the indoors section. And the waterfall comes down over the roof. Our unit 2. That bedroom that Granny is just outside now is not being used by us, and we have no visitors to share it with, because things are not open right up. Door at the back, just a minute. We've got a lovely little veranda with nice plants on it, with nobody to occupy it. Came back towards the front, see right through the front door, and even see a bit of the pool out there. So we're right close to the pool. And this is what we see as we look out from our little back porch, which is really makes it quite pleasant. And we get a nice draft of air through there, and there's an entrance into our bedroom here. Just to have a quick look at the kitchen. Things are pretty nice here. And as we look around, there's our stove. And of course, on the left, our fridge. Looks very nice. That's ready to eat. Now in this bathroom, we've got our 2 sinks. But as we turn around the other way, we've got a hot tub. So we've got our own hot tub in here, private hot tub. And in our bedroom now, as you can see, it definitely is lived in. Nice and tidy, isn't it? Even my turbocharger's all ready to go. There it is. Of our front door. This is a view from the ramparts of Club Noosa. It's looking over toward our room and over the waterfall. If you take a look on the seaside, you get a view of the ocean. Mile Beach in the north of New Zealand. Way up there on the horizon. A little rain is coming now. And here, looking over on the land side away into the distance, we see the countryside. The land side view gives us the countryside. They're very nice. Can you smell them? At the top of the waterfall, all very beautiful. And a beautiful little lily. Fall the waterfalls. That's what falls. Granny's going to explain to us what we expect to do tomorrow.
Well, tomorrow is an Everglades tour leaving at 9:45. We have a steak lunch on it, but we're going to go through the Everglades, which is located within Hula National Park, and their cruises offer the most comfortable, they say, and informative way of experiencing the Everglades. We're going for the 3/4-day cruise.
Now, could you turn that a bit so that I can focus in on the type of boat that is showing?
One in the middle.
Hopefully we will get, but there's something that said that that might be off the run or something.
Something was wrong with that one, and this is the replacement which is currently in use. So, maybe
Well, hopefully that's the replacement we're looking at. So, if it's anything like the Florida Everglades, that should be very nice. So what do we hope now to do on Thursday? Because that's tomorrow, Tuesday.
on Thursday is Treasure Island now.
Treasure Island, that's what we were looking at. And that
Fraser.
view-
Fraser.
Fraser Island, yeah. We were looking at Fraser Island up on the balcony just now. Fraser Island, Fraser Island, Queensland. There it is. Does it say anything in there about what the tour is all about? We get a bus, don't we?
It doesn't say very much, except the bus picks us up at 6:45.
Oh, gotta get a birdie.
And we're going to have lunch again,
More steak.
and I'm going to have chicken.
Oh, you're having chicken that day.
But we're going to see the colored sands and drive on their 75-mile beach and other things.
Don't we cross on a little ferry too?
Yes.
We have to cross somewhere to get over to Fraser Island.
The Rainbow Ventures will take us over to Fraser.
We'll just be there for 20 minutes or so when we leave the information centre. We'll be leaving the lake to go through the Everglades area, and then, which is all part of the Kalula National Park, and then to cruise along the Upper Noosa River to the camping area, Harry's camping area, where we're going to stop for a barbecue lunch around about midday.
This is the top end of the lake. We have another little lake to go through. Now, at the visitor center, which is right down here. We came into Charles there. It's the visitor center, and then we go through that other small lake. And then right up into the Upper Noosa River. And those little canoes there, guessing which way they're going to go. The Everglades. Very much like the walks on the Florida Everglades. Not the one that we were looking at before.
Hibiscus called the yellow flowering cotton tree. You can see a few of the yellow flowers out through here. Inland waterway that feeds into the Noosa River system. With all the rain we've had, it's almost completely fresh here at the moment. The blackbird over on the right, on the tea tree, the Melaleuca, is a male darter. These are the birds that spear the fish underwater with their... We see a lot of around here, a water bird called the swamp hen, the purple swamp hen. And you now and again see these reeds on the right here folded together in clumps at the top. Whether there are any, yes there is, there's one here, look, you can see it on the right there. Now the bird does that so that they'll support their weight. They perch on them, roost on them at night. The reason they do that is because if they stay in the water, the eels go after their webbed feet, so they make these platforms up by folding these reeds together so they'll support their weight and they can stand on them and roost on them at night. Fragile environment. Quite pretty in there, it's quite a large clearing in the trees.
A smaller lake now. We're about to enter the Upper Noosa River.
The stretch of water just ahead where we're going to turn left is the Como Reach. We're going up here a short way before turning right into the Upper Noosa River. The Upper Noosa River actually continues down on the other side of that island ahead of us into the very shallow lake. This is the other side of the Birdsfoot Delta through on the right here now. See a Banksia shrub growing. This is Banksia roba, often known as the swamp Banksia. It's one of about 5 that grow in this area, one of about 75 that grow in Greater Australia, most of which is to be found in southwestern Australia. This one, Banksia roba, doesn't go any further north than this national park on the east coast. clumps of the Leporania, this freshwater reed growing here on our right now. Notice a creeper growing out over the water. There's some on the left there at the moment. There's some ahead as well, growing off this tree. This is known as the Sotsia. You'll see a lot more of it as we go further up. Well, perhaps you could remain seated while we get the boat tied up at the jetty and while we get the gear off the back onto the jetty so we can get the barbecue underway as soon as possible. Thanks very much.
This is our crowd coming in. Chat. Little water tank. Veranda. Wharf area. For Harry Chat.
Where else can you go for a swim?
Nice little singing bird anyhow. On here, and a nice smell which I can't convey to you. By the captain himself, I believe. These are the steaks being done now.
Yes, that's right. It's a bit of character in the fence. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Python, the diamond-headed python or carpet python, but they're not poisonous, neither are the water snakes we see in the water here.
It's down the middle Noosa River. Lovely homes. Just maybe 7 kilometers or so from Noosa Heads. You talk into English, you're near time. So how nice the homes are.
coming right into the water now.
That is Goat Island. So this is the third of the 3 islands here. This is an environmental park or nature reserve.
Noosa Heads. We decided to take 2 tours. One on the Tuesday, 3/4 of a day tour with the Everglades Tours, Noosa Cruises. We went on a bit of a rainy day, but nevertheless wasn't too bad. This is the little brochure showing the boat that we were on. Kulula Queen. Little idea of the part of the country we were in and where we actually went on that day. This map here that we have before us, if we look down here, we'll see Noosa National Park. We'll see Caloundra is lower down. We'll see Noosa Heads. That's Noosa Heads right there. So we went down from Noosa Heads through to Borean Point on the Kuluna Lake Kuluna, and then we went up the river a little beyond that. Now tomorrow we're going to go right up to that island that you see there, the Fraser Island. That will be a longer tour. Right up to Double Island Point, Rainbow Beach, Hook Point, right up to Euron, and a little inland from there, and then return. Quite a considerable distance compared with yesterday. Fraser Island tour. We're just up now on the north side of the mainland, just before we pass over to Fraser Island. Everybody's having a little tea, coffee break. There's a little tongue here, Rainbow Beach. There's about 700 people. Park here. These are our friends who are going to be traveling on the Thousand Island Cruise.
From the waist up only, please.
Yes, I'm flattering photos, nothing unflattering.
Nothing from the waist down.
Join it.
There's a video so you can keep moving. Alright. You can pan. Now you need CinemaScope with all of those.
It's video. They haven't exactly designated this nudist beach out to the right, but it is accepted that people get a little over tan there. We used to drive straight through there, but well, a few people went home with tire treatment marks all over them, so they didn't go down too well. That's right, you can't give up on the Pacific Coast. This will take us to the Hinska Point now, it's up with the... No. That's the way it should be, shouldn't it? With the low high tide, so we should pass Port, shouldn't we? Yes.
Yep.
We should. Those of you that can't remember which is...
there's any time to get going. It's the beach that we just came over. Okay, this is the Fraser Island Ferry Service. She's being operated from some cars on the beach, and that's probably where we're going to go in. We're ready for the beach. We're going to make a perfect landing here now. Here's the ramp. We're up onto the beach now. So the bus to the left of us. No problem. There we go.
Thanks, Rex.
Yep, see you, mate.
This is the lake on Fraser Island. Here we come for some of our party to have a swim, and then we go on to the motel to eat. I have to get a quick picture here before I'm rained out. Here's Granny and we're on the beach. Clear water, clear white sand.
No, what you can do, you can get up to here, go in behind Little Rock and Muddy Point, that's the volcanic points which are responsible. You can do Marlow Beach there, but that top end is very difficult to drive. There's a lot of rocks extending right out, Nagala rocks and all that. People sometimes cut across here. This beach you can drive, but from there down there are 40 odd creeks and it's swamp. And that's where you go there and you see just the rooftops showing. So you can see three concentrations of lakes there up the top, 42 in all, and as I said, we've only done Mackenzie, which is that one. So what's your plan for this? We go back to Euron for lunch, and then this afternoon comes down the beach and we've got coloured sand share eventually this afternoon. So really, it's a full day just doing that. There's your rock crops up there. There we go. Now just the next building up, there's a few bits of information there. Some beautiful staghorns up there, and right to the bus.
Australian dog. Very much like the one in New Zealand, the Kia. Staghorn ferns. Staghorn ferns, are they? Yeah. This is at Central Station on Fraser Island. coming through from the forward gate. We're right up on the tires of those buses.
Come on guys, let's go.
There they go.
Tides, you got the wind and tide together. Tides screaming in, so's the wind. Yeah. Pick this up.
Leaves are falling out of the springs.
I'll let you folks off there and then I'll go up and turn around.
Dog Bender, right here next to the ship. Doing a good trade. Tap in there now.
Oh, yeah.
Far to? 5:30 now. Nice, two of our company up there, another one going with them. Done, baby. Australian. This is the Aussie language.
Let's go and explore. Come on. Oh, look at all these beautiful flowers. So many colours. Come on, come and sit down in our garden. Oh, this is beautiful. Yes, there are lots of beautiful colours and shapes. Mm-hmm. Did you see all the beautiful shapes in the flowers? Come and have a closer look. These are called chrysanthemums. Can you see all the beautiful shapes? They really are pretty. Did you know there were even flowers that look like trumpets? And they're called lilies. They're my favourite. Humphrey, what's that one over there? Oh, have a look at this one. This one is called a nerine. It's a very pretty colour. Oh, have you got another one, Humphrey? Let's have a look. Oh, have you ever seen one of these before? This one is called a grevillea. And it's got very prickly leaves. It's very pretty. Well, we have lots of different flowers here. Oh. Ah, Humphrey is a flower, a hungry flower. I can be a flower too. Me too. Why don't you see if you can grow and grow and grow like a flower with us. Come on, come down really low. Here we go. twisting and swaying up high in the sky. Grow, grow, grow. One by one, my petals unfold. Grow, grow, grow. Swaying so gently in the breeze. Smelling so sweetly, just to please. Did you grow with us that time? Found a worm. There's a worm at the bottom of my garden, and his name is Wiggly Woo. There's a worm at the bottom of my garden, and all that he can do is wiggle all night and wiggle all day. Whatever else people say, there's a worm at the bottom of my garden, and his name is Wiggly Woo. Wiggly Woo. Have you ever seen a worm in the soil wiggling around? Well, the worms help to mix up the soil. Can you make a worm like this with your finger? Can you make it wiggle? Wiggle, 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 wiggle? Mm-hmm. There's a worm at the bottom of my garden. His name is Wiggly Woo. This is the beach. And that's the end of our story.
This is a Noosa Heads. Interesting how that hotel is built on the mountainside. Riding the waves at Noosa Heads. On yesterday, and when we get to the higher area that we'll see in the distance, that's where the beautiful sand colors are, right out to that far point. This is just outside Phyllis's home on the S111.
You wouldn't be able to get some shot between these two.
We're just walking down to try out the pool and to see if there's any boating available down in that little lake. It's a very nice area down there. Let's look him back the other way toward our dwellings up on the higher ground. This nice little coffee shop here on the way down to the swimming pool. Another store to get small things. And here's the pool area. Phyllis is testing out the temperature. Who is this noisy fellow out here? Granny is expounding her new knitting theory.
It's not my thing. This is just north of the Gold Coast high rises. It's very much like Florida. If you just look out to the left there, you'll see plenty of boats. The IndyCar races will take place next week, huh? Thursday. Then we probably won't be able to get down to the beach on those days, fellas, huh? No, that's Wednesday and Thursday of next week, but that's when you're in Sydney.
No, it's this week. This week, Phyllis. It starts this Thursday.
Oh.
But it's only this area. I mean, further down to the beaches will be okay.
The Gold Coast here at this point?
Yes, right in the middle.
Looks so.
Surface paradise.
Surface paradise. Field 25.
Oh, that is there.
We've even got green lights too. Look at them. 95% of them.
The jungle. The deep jungle.
How's here? Isn't the view spectacular today? It's so clear.
From around.
Yeah, quite a bit today.
That's Mr. J.J. Westray.
And this was the route taken by the Stinson. And that cross shows where it went down. Playing in the trees. Binstead.
Before it died, it decayed and crumbled to the forest floor.
And this grew all around it. This is not the strangled one.
No?
It's a strangled one, and I wouldn't want to walk through.
This is looking right over the thick jungle.
Yeah, this is all shrub.
Mr. Harmon, you said?
That's right.
Built this whole garden.
That's right.
That's lovely. The water running down over the...
Please don't handle the plant. You're getting a picture of him taking a picture.
The bush turkey up in the jungle. Look at him. He does like all turkeys do. They go and scratch in the ground like that.
Looking for its lunch.
They don't want to get killed for Christmas. Gobble, gobble, gobble.
Now one of them.
He just does what a turkey. Just looking out over the valley. Or the plateau, I might say, because as you go west here, there are about 4 or 5 mountain ranges on the top of this plateau that you'd have to go into fairly deep valleys and up again to cross them to get to where the plane wrecked. The plane came in from the north and could have been seen flying over from here. This is O'Reilly's main place. Of course, in the days 1937, when the plane wrecked, Bernard headed out in this direction, up along this ridge, up on what is called the border track. And then from there he turned west and had to go through 4 or 5 valleys to get to the mountainside in which the plane actually went down. And these are the lovely dishes up here that we have to choose from. Are you having the lamb too, Phyllis?
I'm having lamb, thank you, yes.
So we're all having lamb.
You're all having lamb. You're having coke.
Look at the knife I used to shave with.
Jessie putting the...
Look at what Jessie is getting up to, look.
Oh, you're making a mess on the tray. Get out my fingers.
Help to build over there. And this is a beautiful view from up here. Those are birds for you.
Creatures, and they can inflict a little bit of. And some more red kangaroos, one of the larger pretty-faced wallabies, again the reds and greys, and basically the bulk of them are red and grey kangaroos. From time to time we also have the redneck wallabies coming in for a bit of a feed, but they tend to get a little bit of a slap and move away and wait your turn from some of the other kangaroos. Smaller because most of their energy is concentrating on supporting the young that they have. And they can have 3 or can be supporting 3 at any one time. Now there will be one as a little embryo in the womb. The next one will actually be occupying the pouch and suckling on one of the teats. And then the other will be like this one, living out of the pouch but popping its head in from time to time for a supplementary feed. You may be interested to know that they supply 3 different kinds of milk formulas out of 3 different nipples in the pouch to each joey. Depending on its age and stage of development, they each have their own teat inside that pouch. How they remember which is beyond me. Now the females, once they are sexually mature around the 15-month mark, will become pregnant, and that's basically how they'll stay for the remainder of their lives. Because that's what it's all about. As I mentioned, their lifespan is around the 9 to 10 year mark, although this can be extended. And we have one of the oldest red kangaroo females in captivity. We do have these two.
There's a little joey because there's the pouch there. Let me see your joey. Keep them through there, look.
Until it stops.
There's the baby sticking out of the pouch. I can't recognize what part of the baby is sticking out.
There's a little nose there, there's a hoof and a little nose.
Mm-hmm.
See its little head? That's a good picture.
Yeah,
excellent.
It's a nice picture. Big ears, huh? Big ears.
Look at this little guy.
Nothing like being woken up in the middle of your night to have a bit of morning tea and some picnic.
We know that last.
They are natives to New Guinea, and that's where we wake up to get small, isolated rainforest areas further north of Auckland. As you can see, they have made some adaptations to live in the trees. They are much smaller than the ground-dwelling kangaroos. You can see they're quite powerful in around the shoulder area and also around the hind limbs. You may also be able to see that they have very long, sharp, curved claws. These, of course, are designed for climbing up and down trees and along branches. Unlike our ground-dwelling kangaroos, tree kangaroos' rear legs are not fused at the pelvis, so they can move theirs backwards and forwards, and all limbs act independently. And they've even been seen eating wild tobacco. No one's seen them drive or roll it yet, so hopefully their life expectancy will remain the same. And that's around 10 years, so Geordie's definitely surpassed that quite incredibly.
And forest.
different feed stations throughout the aviary, and we're December 1988, but it is the largest aviary of its kind in the southern hemisphere. It encompasses approximately an acre in ground space, and the highest point.
Have you ever seen a turtle with such a long neck?
Particularly as a cold.